Plaintiff Kenesha Briggs dated the defendant and got pregnant with his baby when she was 16 years old. Kenesha claims during her pregnancy, the defendant was verbally and physically abusive, and she's suing him today for back child support. Defendant Marco Mullen says Kenesha is a liar, and she was the aggressor in their relationship. Marco claims Kenesha is so violent that she once hit her cousin with a hammer, and he's furious because Kenesha refuses to let him see his son.
Start with you.
Okay, so Your Honor, my son's father, Marco Mullins, we met. He was actually my high school sweetheart. He dropped out of high school in his junior year in high school, and I became pregnant at 16. Had my son at 17. He was kind of getting in trouble with the police, like wanted to be in a gang. His favorite color was red, so he was claiming like to be a blood. Basically cheated on me the whole time during my pregnancy, from the beginning to the end. He was physically abusive to me and verbally abusive to me.
How often was he physically abusive?
Quite frequently, like throughout the pregnancy.
Did you go to the police?
Yes, the police was called to my home a couple of times during my pregnancy.
Was he prosecuted?
No.
Why?
Yeah, they just told him to go home. Like, he didn't like punch me in my face or anything like that, so they didn't see any bruises or anything.
Oh, they didn't believe you?
No, not so much that they didn't believe me, but they would just, I would tell them, like, I just want him to leave my home.
Oh, well, then that's why they did it. Okay. And over, that's what you told them?
Not over and over.
How many times?
I would say the police came twice during the pregnancy.
And how many times did he physically assault you? Not just during the pregnancy period.
Several times throughout the relationship, he physically assaulted me. I would say.
And you only called twice?
Yeah, when I was pregnant, yes.
No, period.
Yes, I only called
twice. You've accused the man of being a serial woman beater.
Right.
Well, you got to explain that, ma'am. So
one time during my pregnancy, we were at the dinner table, and it was my grandmother.
Now, what I'm trying to get to is you said regularly he did it.
Yes, he did.
Okay, so like 5, 10, 15, 20?
I can't keep count, sir.
Okay, so it was over 10?
Yes.
All right, and you only called twice?
I only called the police twice.
And then when they came, you said just get him out and that's it?
I just wanted him to leave.
All right, is this your mother?
Yes.
All right, would you stand, ma'am, please? State your name.
Entry Spray.
Are you aware that he was beating your daughter?
No,
okay,
I was not aware.
Thank you.
I witnessed one time.
Did she tell you any other times?
No.
Okay, all right. Why didn't you tell your mother or somebody?
He didn't put bruises on me.
Let's move on, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm not convinced.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. What else you want me to know?
So after I had my son, we basically called it quits. And I did put him on child support through the state. Ugh. And he was on child support through the state. And then we came to agreement because they had said once I did a modification, he was going to be paying me $697. Mm-hmm. So we came to an agreement without the court that he would pay me $125 a week. He was going through some financial hardships, and I wanted to help him out.
And when was that?
This may have been like in 2010, I want to say.
Is he still going through it?
Yes, he still has been going through the same hardship.
Okay, let me hear from you, sir.
Kenesha, she's a liar. She's been lying to me ever since I met her. She told me she was 18 when she was really 16. I didn't find that out to the police.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Be quiet, man.
I didn't find that out.
Okay.
I didn't find out to the police, and the mama came to the hotel, banged on the door, said I was in the hotel with an underage girl. Kenesha, she very angry. She hit her cousin in the face with a hammer, knocking out her tooth. Every time I come around, she want to argue with me or trying to fight me to provoke me to fight her. She never let me see my son. She got my son thinking I don't want to be in his life. And I'm a good father. I'm just trying to be in my son's life.
All right. I don't know why God has given me the sense of perception. I can just feel stuff. When you start testifying, mammals, I can just feel it. I can just feel it, that it wasn't quite like you say. And I'm listening now about you not allowing him to see his son. Has that ever happened?
No, sir.
You've never denied him?
Never denied him or seen his son ever.
All right. Tell me about this back deal you did, which has clearly gotten you in trouble. Now, go ahead.
Yes, she did that deal because she said she was up under the government system, and by them saying the money that she get from me, they weren't giving all her government assistance. So that's when that side deal came in. She would not take me off child support. We don't even get along. Why would you take me off child support and you're automatically getting your money through child support through the system? That's why that happened.
Makes sense. And ma'am, were you on public aid or have you been on public aid?
I disagree with that, sir, because
Have you ever been on public aid? That's
No,
my
I was
question.
getting food stamps and
That's
Medicaid.
public aid, ma'am. And food stamps, you're right. They are going to deduct if you're getting child support. I believe him. His testimony seems more reliable and more credible than yours. And now she's suing you for $5,000. And the downside of all of this is that you cut this side deal, then what happens is the government does not keep account of what you pay. That's a side deal. And so all she got to do is get mad one day. That's why, young men, if you're watching, you should be headed down to child support and pay it through the government. Because all it takes is one flip. And she takes you to child support services and says she hadn't received a dime. Then they go back all those years. You get no credit for anything. Because the woman will say, you ain't pay me nothing. Or the man will say, she ain't pay me nothing. Always go through the government agencies that will document your payments, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what have you done to try and see your child? Why haven't you taken her to court for that?
I really ain't got the money for that.
Right. Because that is going to cost you a lawyer. But she says she has never denied you. Why don't you give me some examples of when she denied you access?
All the time. I can never see my son. She want to betray like I'm crazy or I'm in the game or nothing. I've been on my job for 15 years. I'm just a hard
What
working.
type of job you have?
It's a butter company.
But give me some examples of her denying you visitation.
I will only see my son when she pick up the money.
Tell me, you got to give me some specific examples if you want me to believe you.
When I call, ask, can I see him? She won't let me see him.
What would she say?
No, I can't see him.
Why?
Or because she don't like the way I live. She don't like my lifestyle.
What's that?
She don't-
What would she say?
I play cards with the family. She said I gamble too much, but I'm only playing spades and tunk with the family. She just say she don't like my lifestyle. Don't want my son around my lifestyle. So she never let me see him.
And you think that that's the real reason?
No, I know it's because she still care about me. I think she still care and she just want to hurt me. That's what I think.
All right. And the money, ma'am, what months does he owe for?
From December of 2014 to presently now.
So prior to that, he made all his payments?
No, sir. And
Why
can
aren't
I
you
say-
suing for those?
Because I didn't have it. I didn't have the first agreement notarized with a notary, so that's why. And you can
All
only
right.
sue for the
Even
max of
if you didn't have it
$5,000.
notarized, you can still sue for it. So let's go back to all the months he didn't pay you, even though it wasn't notarized.
He was consistent from like, I say maybe 2011 to 2013. And then he stopped like in the mid of, I want to say like the spring of 2013. He told me he was going through some financial difficulties with his wife. He said that she ran off with his car. She had took some belongings out their house that they were sharing together. And she just had ran off. And he needed to catch up with some garnishments because they was garnishing him for the car that she ran off with.
So why didn't you go down to child support?
Because I agreed to help him out. I said, okay, well, when are you supposed to stop this garnishment? And you need to show me proof of the garnishment.
So he went how many years without paying you?
He didn't go years without paying me. Basically, he would pay me like $90 here, $125 here 1 week, $80 here 1 week, $90 here 1 week, $125 here 1 week. So it was just like inconsistent payments.
Is that
what
true?
we agreed
No,
on.
sir. If I don't pay Kanisha, she would make me pay her the following week. She didn't let me skip a week before, then I come and pay her $200. But I told Kanisha, just put me back on child support. She didn't want to put me back on child support because my other kids on
You've
child support.
asked her to do that?
Yes, I asked her.
Ma'am? He ever
No,
asked
he
you to
has
put
never
him back?
said that.
I'm
He said,
Hold
Your
on.
Honor,
He said
he said, I'll go put all 7 of my kids on
I
child
don't
support
got
so you
7
won't
kids.
get a dime. That's what he told me. And the reason why we did not agree to the child support is because he had medical insurance on my son, which my son has autism. His medical insurance bill you after you have to pay to go to the doctor. So that's why we agreed for us to have Medicaid for my son.
Nah.
So that's not true.
What's not true?
I chose to be on
Medicaid is aid. And
Right,
food
but
stamps is aid.
we chose the Medicaid because my son needs physical therapy, which his insurance didn't cover. My son can't have Medicaid and a private insurance.
Okay.
You cannot have both. You can only have one.
Okay.
So
Sir?
we chose Medicaid.
Sir?
I never knew my son had nothing. I don't even communicate with her about my son. I never knew she was getting another check from my son.
You have 6 other children?
No, I got 4 other children though. I got 5 and I just had a baby.
Okay. Just had one?
Yeah.
All right. And you wanted to show me something. What is it?
That I'm up to date on my child support with my other kids.
Let's see it, please.
I didn't even know he had other child support orders.
This man seems sincere, and you seem angry, as he says.
No, sir,
And
I'm
you
definitely
seem,
not angry. I have text
see,
messages as
interrupted
well.
me and all of that. See all of this, and see, you are. Yeah, I'm looking right at you. All I can tell you, ma'am, unfortunately, you can't have side deals. Is the essence of that is you're giving your child's money away. The court decides how much your child is entitled to.
Right.
And to the extent, please be quiet.
Okay.
And to the extent that you reduce it, you're giving your child's money away. Don't give your child's money away. And he does show me that he has consistently paid for this child. And quite frankly, ma'am, it appears that this mother didn't do a side deal. Like I said, he sounds sincere. You couldn't give me any more details, and you threw me off in the beginning.
Yes,
when
I did,
you would,
sir.
ma'am, please be quiet. Demeanor in court makes a difference. And so when I began asking you the first time, he beat me all the time, so many times, I can't even remember. Did you call the police? Yeah, I called them twice. What happened then? I told him I just want him to leave. Okay, well, can we estimate how many times he was doing this? Because you're making the guy sound and seem like a demon, and I just didn't get that impression of him. Then I asked your mom, only once. So that hurts your credibility. And then you continue to speak in a manner that gave off a demeanor of anger toward him. He's late over a year. All you had to do is go right back to the court and say, court, he hasn't paid me in over a year. The judge doesn't give your child's money away, and the judge won't allow you to give your child's money away. I'm going to suggest that you go back to Child Support Services. You tell them what he has failed to pay. Let that judge determine what he owes in arrearage, because I have no court order or anything. You have a court order?
I have a contract.
I don't want a contract between
I know,
you
but
and
I
him.
left the court.
Ma'am, do you have a court order?
Yes, I do, sir.
Let's see it.
Sir, can I
Does
please?
it have? No, you can't. Do you have it with you?
No, I don't.
Okay, so it won't help you to have it but not have it with you today. So that's what I'm telling you. Go back to Child Support Court, and with that order that you have, say, you see this order? He has not paid me according to this order. Then they'll investigate, and they'll determine how much he owes. And then you are likely to pay a big arrearage because of your side deal. And good luck to you at Child Support Services.
Can I say something,
Perhaps,
Your
no,
Honor?
I've heard enough. I've heard enough. I'm not
But
going
I
to grant
have,
you a
I
judgment.
have proof, sir,
Of what?
of the text messages that he
Ma'am,
sent.
listen to me carefully. One more time. I'm not enforcing your side deal. Your claim is dismissed. Go to your local child support with that order that you say you have, and they will assess how much he owes, and they will make him pay. I have no authority over assessing any child support here if you already have an order. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. This is for you.